Commander Vexstar of the Galactic Dominion studied the pale blue dot through the viewport of his flagship, the Eternal Conquest. The third planet from the yellow star had been designated as Target Delta 7 in their expansion protocols, a primitive world ripe for harvesting. According to their scouts' reports, the dominant species had barely achieved interplanetary travel and possessed weapons that could hardly scratch their advanced hull plating. Insignificant, he had declared to his war council 3 cycles ago. We'll be done with this world before the next moon phase. The Dominion had conquered 17 star systems in the past decade, each victory more effortless than the last. Their strategy was always the same: overwhelming technological superiority, backed by ruthless efficiency. Species that surrendered immediately were granted servitude. Those that resisted were eliminated. Simple mathematics. Vexstar's second-in-command, Sub-Commander Kreeth, approached with the latest intelligence reports. "Sir, our deep space reconnaissance confirms minimal defensive capabilities. Their most advanced vessels appear to be crude chemical propulsion craft. No energy shields, no particle weapons, no quantum drives. This should be routine." The commander's mandibles clicked in satisfaction. Routine indeed. The humans, as they called themselves, had sent several transmission attempts since the Dominion fleet had entered their solar system. Pathetic pleas for communication, offers of peace, desperate attempts at negotiation. All ignored, naturally. The Dominion didn't negotiate with prey. "Begin the assault," Vexstar ordered. "Target their population centers first. I want this concluded swiftly." The first wave of Dominion fighters descended through Earth's atmosphere like metallic locusts, their weapons charging with the distinctive blue glow of plasma cannons. Cities sprawled beneath them: New York, Tokyo, London, Mumbai, millions of lives, completely unaware that their existence was about to end. Then something unexpected happened. The humans didn't run. They didn't surrender. They didn't even seem particularly surprised. Instead, they fought back with a ferocity that caught the Dominion completely off guard. What the scouts had failed to report, what their advanced sensors had somehow missed, was that humanity had been preparing for this moment for decades. Not with advanced technology, but with something far more dangerous: absolute determination and an intimate understanding of warfare born from centuries of conflict among themselves. The first Dominion fighter to fall was shot down not by an energy weapon, but by a crude kinetic projectile fired from what humans called a railgun. The pilot's last transmission before impact was a confused screech of disbelief. More fighters followed, brought down by missiles that shouldn't have been able to penetrate their shields, by electromagnetic pulses that disrupted their navigation systems, by swarms of small drones that attacked like angry insects. Sub-Commander Kreeth stared at the tactical display in horror. "Sir, we're losing craft. How is this possible? Their technology is primitive." Vexstar's confidence began to waver as reports flooded in from the surface. Human military forces weren't just fighting, they were adapting in real time, learning the Dominion's tactics and developing countermeasures with frightening speed. Worse, they were coordinating globally with a level of strategic thinking that suggested this species had been waging war long before they'd ever looked to the stars. "They're using our own tactics against us," reported a surviving pilot. "They lure our fighters into urban areas, then collapse buildings on top of us. They're using the terrain, the infrastructure, everything as weapons. It's like they've been planning for this exact scenario." But the most disturbing reports came from the ground forces. Dominion soldiers, each one a genetically enhanced warrior trained from birth for conquest, were being systematically outmaneuvered by humans using nothing but cunning, improvised weapons, and what could only be described as controlled madness. They fought like cornered animals, but with the intelligence to set traps, coordinate ambushes, and exploit every weakness in Dominion armor and tactics. One particularly harrowing account came from squad leader Jexnik. They don't fight like any species we've encountered before. They're reckless and calculated at the same time. I watched a single human female take down 3 of my warriors using nothing but explosive devices she'd assembled from household materials. When cornered, they don't retreat, they become more dangerous. As the battle raged for days, then weeks, Vexstar began to understand the terrible mistake they had made. Humanity's apparent primitiveness wasn't weakness, it was deception. While other species had focused on advancing their technology, humans had spent millennia perfecting the art of killing each other. They had fought wars with sticks and stones, then swords and shields, then gunpowder and steel, then chemicals and nuclear fire. Each conflict had taught them new lessons in survival, strategy, and the application of violence. Now, facing an alien invasion, they applied all of that accumulated knowledge with terrifying efficiency. The turning point came when human scientists, working with captured Dominion technology, managed to reverse engineer their power systems. Within days, Earth's weapons were enhanced with alien technology, operated by minds that understood warfare in ways the Dominion never could. "Sir," Kreeth's voice was barely above a whisper. "We're receiving a transmission from the planet's surface. It's from their leadership." The holographic display flickered to life, revealing a human male in military dress. His eyes held the cold calculation of a predator. "I am General Harrison, representing the United Earth Defense Force," the human said. "Your invasion of our world was a mistake. We've analyzed your tactics, reverse-engineered your technology, and identified the weaknesses in your fleet composition. You have one chance to withdraw peacefully. If you choose to continue this assault, you will discover why humanity has survived everything this universe has thrown at us for the past 200,000 years." Vexstar stared at the transmission, his blood running cold. Around him, his crew watched in silence as reports continued to stream in. The Dominion fleet was being systematically dismantled, not by superior technology, but by a species that had turned warfare itself into an evolutionary art form. For the first time in his military career, Commander Vexstar gave the order to retreat. As the surviving Dominion ships limped away from Earth's solar system, they carried with them a new understanding. They had encountered something far more dangerous than advanced technology or superior numbers. They had discovered a species that had spent its entire evolutionary history learning one lesson above all others: how to survive by any means necessary. The pale blue dot continued its peaceful rotation, its inhabitants already busy studying the abandoned Dominion equipment and preparing for the next threat that might dare to underestimate humanity's true nature. In the depths of space, Vexstar updated the Dominion databases with a new classification for humanity: Apex Predator, avoid at all costs.